Hello, citizens of YouTube. This is the Geeky Nerd here, and today we're going to be talking about and demonstrating installation of a Glock trigger, particularly the trigger shoe, and this one being in particular a Daniel Fitch Defense EDC Comp or ED Comp shoe. New company I found out. Check out the review on the channel for this guy. Very, very affordable, and very good quality overall. I'm very pleasantly surprised with this kind of newcomer to the gun market. But be sure to check them out. But this is how to install a trigger shoe, and in particular this one here. Before I begin, though, I'd like to send a big thank you out to everyone who has liked, commented, and subscribed on the previous videos. I always appreciate it and always enjoy talking to you guys. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you enjoy the video, enjoy this type of content, please consider liking, commenting, and/or subscribing. Whew, with the PR out the way, let's get into it. So, like I said here, this is the Daniel Fitch Defense, but this is their trigger shoe here. I'll take it out the package here. Cool. And so it's trigger shoe. Again, check out the review on the channel for kind of just this overview and getting some macro shots here. But in either case, we're going to, we have this little pin here. It's been printed on. We're just going to take that off. Then your gun, of course, make sure it is unloaded, which we are. Then we're going to take down here, pull trigger. It's always hard to do things on camera, right? There we go. Okay. And now we have our lower here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our punch and hopefully a roll of tape or something to elevate it here. A little roll of electrical tape. Get a adequate size punch, nothing too big. Nothing too small, just right. It's a little too big for that one. That one will work for both. Okay, so you're just gonna lay your frame over. You're gonna take your punch. You can drive from either side. I prefer to go from this side over. Just gonna take your punch, and the first pin you're going to take out is this top one. This is for your slide release. Grab that out. Just give it a good pull. There you go. It's the one pin. Take this out here. Cool. We are free, and then it's still going to stay attached here until you drive out your locking block pin. Come on. Of course, it wants to be difficult today. Okay, you engage your trigger a bit to take off some of the pressure. There we go. So we through. Make sure you just give it some really solid wax. Don't just try to, sissy around with it. Okay, take that out. There's your punch. Okay. Slide release comes out. Locking block. Just take something here. Push up and under. Then boom, your locking block comes out. Now your trigger, you can disengage it there, and we have to take the trigger pack out. So to take our same punch, I don't know if this one will work here. This one shouldn't need a hammer. Should be able just to push this straight up. That out, and then grab on here, pull that up and out, and there's your fully disassembled, right, or mostly disassembled, minus the magazine release, right? Now you have your trigger pack here. So you're actually going to see a couple things, right? So just looking here between the two, as close as we can, you see there's two different pins, right? The pin you want to drive out is going to be that top one there. That bottom one is for the spring release of the trigger shoe safety. So since we're going to be reusing our existing trigger pack here, just make sure that you can of course engage it, you can take it off, but I'm just going to leave it kind of fully assembled as easy as possible. Sorry about that, guys. Camera always wants to act up as soon as I'm about to get into the point of no return. So just want to point out, so like I was saying, spin here, we're going to drive it out. So a couple things. If you're cognizant, you can do a balancing act here with tape, which is more than adequate, but you want to make sure you're not bending any of this, because otherwise it may not go into place and you may have some weird trigger malfunctions. I'm actually going to switch to just a AR armor's block, bench block, just because when I lay the trigger shoe down here, You can actually see it lays nice and perfectly flat. I'm still able to drive that pin out. Be warned, this process we're about to go through is a destructor process. As you see, there is no holes on those sides, so this trigger shoe is likely to split. It may just come right out, but in either case, you're not going to reuse this. So if you are sensitive to having all original parts, throw this aside and just buy these two parts here without the trigger shoe, and then you can install this. But doing this on the existing one is going to be destructive. But with that, let's get a punch. Where did my punch go? Punch, where'd you go? Go, go. Going to grab a small enough punch that's going to go through but not cause any additional damage. So I'm just gonna line this up here. Right, nice and straight. Give some good wax. Crap wax, good wax. Get started. So as you see there, the pin is starting to move, and we're actually starting to have that little dimpled dent right there. So as it's kind of starting to protrude out, I'm just going to balance this with butter. Okay, and you start to see as we're kind of going, it's starting to split there. At this point, if you wanted to reuse this, you could just Dremel that out. That we're able to drift the pin out, but I'm not going to worry about it here. Okay, and there we go. So punch through, blew it out. You can see that the polymer did crack, as we expected, but it did not split the shoe. So that's pretty cool. And then the pin comes out, the piece of polymer. For sentiment towards it, you can put it back in, right? But yeah, so that is the process. I'm just going to drift that pin back in. Not that it necessarily matters. Okay, screw it. Just gonna put it aside. I'll throw it all away anyway. So that you now have your trigger bar and your new trigger shoe here. So on the Daniel Fitch, they graciously include the pin already started to be driven in, and all we're gonna do is insert this in here, line it up with the holes. See, did they insert it maybe too much? Let's see, boys. No, just tight fit. Just started to be driven through. So we're just gonna back that out ever so slightly, as you can see. So now, there we go. So I went a little extra mile. Okay, and then we're just gonna shine our light through. This is very tedious work, guys, as you can tell. And let's see here. Gotta line up the holes. Okay. Just gonna give us a couple light taps real quick. Just get things moving right direction. So even though I know I said we're not gonna change the geometry, right? I just wanted to get it started ever so slightly there. So I'm gonna bring back my block here. Get it nice and fully supported. I'll still take my nylon part. Guys, remember with this, don't overkill anything. Just do everything in moderation, gently, as it happens naturally. Don't go crazy with it. Okay, just gonna apply some direct force here. Which in this case, since we're not worried about really going crazy, we're just bringing the pin back. Okay, just trying to drive that pin through, guys. But in either case, it is installed. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause it and I'll be right back. Sorry guys, with that, it's always, again, I had to bring it closer. It's always hard to do things with camera. But you can see there, now the trigger pin has been driven all the way through. I just wanted to set like a little bit below the surface. That way I know it's been fully engaged. Sorry, go on the other side. The release here works still just as fine. And now we're gonna do everything in reverse order. So take your lower here, going to engage that rear there. It may pop out on you, but that's fine. I'll get lined up somewhat and slide that trigger shoe down there. So the rear trigger pack back there. Take your pin that doesn't have any knurling or anything on it. And we're just gonna slide that through. Yeah. And just ever so slightly. Make it nice and even between the holes for the geeky nerd OCD. Cool. Then we're going to, so now you have your trigger there. You see looks like it's engaging right. So now you're gonna see these couple holes we gotta line up here. But first, you're gonna take your block and block. It's gonna slide down either side of the trigger. And then we have the whole lineup game, right? So I found pushing on this bar here, your safety bar, to kind of engage and get those holes nice and lined up. Again, like I said, we're going to reverse order here. Now wait, before you push it all the way in, you're going to take your slide release, and that's going to slide directly next to the trigger shoe. And you're just going to push through, and they should actually just click if everything lined up right. Cool. I'm not sure if you heard that click, but it means everything is nice and lined up. This is holding nice. And now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take your slide release pin, slide it through. You're going to see there's a little wire there. I'm trying to get a macro for you. A little wire there. What we're going to do is we're just going to push it down. We're going to punch as we slide through. See there how I caught it? So, and then we're just going to take the rest of the way. Perfect, till it gets nice and snug. We are, but well, popped out a little too much. Come on. This fine little balancing act. Well, it'll be fine either or. It's for my own OCD, so leave me alone. Okay, so now we have that trigger shoe installed. All right, just do a quick little function check, make sure it actually releases, which it does. Cool. Now, also, this is of course common. I wouldn't recommend doing any of this on on like a self-defense gun, right? You shouldn't mess with any geometry or any of the triggers or anything like that. But this being a comp gun, it shouldn't really matter. So here we go. Nice break. Reset. Back. Yeah. And there you go. So that is the overview of how to install a Glock trigger shoe, and this one being the Daniel Fitch. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have heard of Daniel Fitch before. Love to hear it, and hope everyone's having a wonderful, awesome, fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you guys.